Welcome to the Akashic Library.
All right, let's dive right into a really powerful idea today. It's this. Your reality, the life you see around you, it isn't random. Nope. It's a direct reflection of what you believe on the inside. Do you ever feel like you're caught in a loop? No matter what you do, the same old problems just keep showing up. Maybe it's about money or relationships. The faces might change, but the core issue feels exactly the same. It is so frustrating. But what if the reason you're stuck isn't what you think it is at all? Okay, this one sentence. This is the key to literally everything we're about to unpack. The idea here is that life isn't just something that's happening to you. It's actually a direct reflection of you. Now, I know that's a huge concept, and for a lot of people, it's a tough one to swallow at first. So, what does it actually mean for your life to be a mirror? Well, to really get this, we have to kind of flip our normal understanding of cause and effect completely on its head. Think about a real physical mirror. The image that's you has to be there first for the reflection to even show up, right? The reflection can't create you. Well, this principle says life works the exact same way. The real cause is your internal world, your deepest gut-level assumptions. And the effect? That's just the reflection. It's your external life, your bank account, your health, all of it. So here's the bottom line. If you're experiencing a lack of money, that external situation isn't the real problem. It's the reflection. It's just the result of an inner assumption of lack. So often we burn ourselves out trying to change the reflection, scrubbing at the mirror, when we really need to change the image that's creating it in the first place. Which, of course, brings up the next big question. If these assumptions are so powerful, where in the world do they even come from? And why do so many of us seem to be walking around with beliefs that really don't help us? Yeah, here's the tricky part. Most of these core beliefs are running on autopilot, way below our conscious awareness. They got programmed into us when we were kids from these old stories we just soaked up. Imagine growing up and always hearing your parents fighting about bills, saying stuff like, money doesn't grow on trees, or there's just never enough. You don't just hear those words, you absorb the feeling behind them. And that story becomes a deep, unconscious truth for you. And this is exactly how that self-perpetuating cycle gets locked into place. So that old story, there's never enough, it starts to form your identity. That identity then unconsciously broadcasts an assumption of lack out into the world. Your life, being the perfect mirror, reflects that lack right back at you. Maybe an unexpected bill shows up or a great opportunity just vanishes. And when you see that reflection, what do you say to yourself? See, I knew it, there's never enough. And bam, the reflection just proved the original story was true, trapping you right back in the loop. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a really powerful loop. But how do you break out of it? This is where we shift from looking at the problem to finding the solution. And it means we have to start thinking in a totally new way, using a concept called the quantum field. Now, don't let the name scare you. This isn't some complicated physics lesson. For what we're talking about, just think of the quantum field as a metaphor for the space of pure potential. It's the idea that every possible version of your life, the one where you're wealthy, the one where you're struggling, the one where you're super healthy, they all exist right now at the same time as a possibility. And this radio analogy is where it all just clicks. Think about it. All the radio stations are broadcasting all at once, right? Rock, pop, classical, they're all in the airwaves at the same time. But you only hear the one that your radio is tuned to. In this analogy, your state of being, your dominant assumption, that's the tuner. It's what selects which reality you actually get to experience. What this means is that your current reality, the station you're listening to right now, is just one of tons of options. The reality of abundance is broadcasting just as clearly, and it's just as real as the reality of lack. You're not trying to create a new reality from nothing. You're just learning how to change the channel. And listen, this next part is a really, really freeing idea. The physical world you see around you right now, your bank balance, your job, it's already old news. Think of it as dead. Not in a bad way, but in the sense that it's a finished product. It's the echo, the physical printout of the thoughts and feelings and assumptions you had in the past. So why on earth would you let an old printout dictate how you feel in this creative, present moment? So if your current reality is just an echo of yesterday's broadcast, how do you start sending out a new signal? How do you consciously, on purpose, change the station to a reality you actually want to live in? It really comes down to these 3 steps. First, and this is the hardest part for sure, you have to break the cycle. You gotta stop looking at the reflection in the mirror, at the bills, at the problems, and letting that control how you feel. Second, you have to consciously choose the new reality you want. And third, you have to start thinking, feeling, and acting from that new state of being right now before you see a shred of proof. I know, this is always the biggest sticking point. It feels like you're just pretending, right? How am I supposed to feel wealthy when I can't even pay my bills? How can I feel healthy when I'm in pain? These are totally fair questions, and they get right to the heart of the whole challenge. So here's the answer. This is an internal game first. It's not about faking it till you make it or going out and spending money you don't have. It's about shifting your inner state. It's about finding the feeling of abundance with what you have now. Can you feel genuinely grateful for the roof over your head? Can you feel generous by just leaving a kind comment for someone online? It's all about embodying the feeling of your wish fulfilled, using whatever tools and opportunities you have at this very moment. And this brings us to one last, really powerful way to look at all this. It helps reframe life not as this unfair struggle, but more like a magnificent game that you are already perfectly equipped to play. Let this one sink in because it's a foundational truth here. To make the inner shift you need to make to change your reality, you will never, ever be asked to create a feeling or a state that's impossible for you. The resources you need, your imagination, your focus, your ability to feel gratitude, they're always, always available inside you. I mean, this is a perfect analogy, right? Think about any good video game. No matter how impossible a level seems at first, the solution is always built right into the game's design. There's always a hidden key, a secret passage, a special power-up. Life is just like that. To get to your next level, the solution already exists. You just have to stop looking for it outside yourself and start looking for it within. So as we wrap this up, the question really isn't whether this is possible or not. The real question is for you. Knowing that your own assumptions are the creative power in your life, and that all these different realities are available to you right now. What new story are you going to start telling yourself? What new station are you going to tune into? What new level will you choose to unlock?
Your assumptions aren't reflections of reality, they're the blueprints that build it. Next, uncover what's blocking your growth in Deconstructing Desire.